Siap people, balik lagi sama gue Dan. Oke, kita langsung lanjutin lagi game Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. Oke, kasus pembunuhan Sakura Ogami dan pembunuhan di ruang tertutup. Kita baru dari penyelidikan kemarin itu kita baru dapat setengah mungkin atau seperempat dari kebenaran kasusnya ya, karena ini mungkin sebentar banget untuk penyelidikannya, tapi ya apa yang terjadi terjadilah. Jadi kita langsung mulai aja class trial sekali lagi.
Let's begin with a basic explanation. If you can figure out who, then I'll punish
now. We already know who did it.
Oke, belum dia udah langsung bilang. Kita sudah tahu sih.
Wow, deja vu.
Deja vu. Oke, kemarin juga dia bilang begitu kan si
The
Aoi.
one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Nggak mungkin sebulan ini.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Ya nampaknya sangat yakin bahwa salah satu orang dari mereka bertiga adalah pelakunya. Tapi dia pasti memiliki alasan untuk percaya itu. Oke, let's begin. Pengakuan Aoi. Ini yang mengenai yang 3 orang yang ditemui itu ya.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Alasan apa yang buat
Because
kamu
you
dapat
all
gitu?
had a motive. You hated her.
Kamu membenci dia. Video
Is that
wall.
it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Oke, kita bisa nembak.
It was one of you. One of you.
And what reason do you...
Because you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense. That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
Oke.
No, that's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those 3 killed her.
Tidak setuju dengan Hina. Itu ada alasan yang bagus untuk mencurigai mereka bertiga. Tapi apakah itu maksudnya salah seorang dari mereka melakukannya? Apa ini? Oh, ini sampah ya. Sampah di sakunya si
The
Hiro.
fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all 3 of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
Oke.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Come on.
Belum ya.
There's no way none of you went. At least one of you is lying.
Oke, kita tembak pengakuannya si Hiro ya. Suaranya jadi suara chipmunk itu.
No, that's wrong. Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
well, I mean, yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her.
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
Apa yang Hiro bilang tidak mungkin benar. Karena Sakura hanya mendapatkan permen setelah kejadian di nurse office. Dan alasan aku mengetahui itu adalah ini
I
ya.
got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Mampus.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Uh-oh.
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all. I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
Mencurigakan banget sih, Hiro.
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
More hostility.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message.
Apa pesan
At the scene
bersinarnya
of the
maksud?
crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right?
Oh,
It was
oke,
her
kenapa dia tahu?
dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on.
Oke.
When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime.
Kok bodoh
So
sih?
it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Oh. Hold on. Tapi saat aku menemukan majalah dengan day message itu ada di
I got it!
di dalam majalahnya.
Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
Jangan dia pelakunya nih. Kok bodoh banget sih? Nggak ada sesuatu yang aneh soal ini. Aku menemukan dying message saat investigasi, yang mana artinya ada kontradiksi dengan apa yang Hiro beritahu pada kami. Oke, soal apa ini? Oke. Magazine dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Oke, gue bingung sebenarnya. Dia berkata dia melihat dying message saat dia pertama kali menemukan tubuhnya. Tapi saat itu di mana majalahnya?
Tucked away on
Oh,
the
ini kayaknya harus kita
magazine
ingat deh.
shelf.
When I pulled it out, I saw her final.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Nah,
No, that's wrong.
oke, berarti gue nggak harus nembak penghalangnya dua-duanya
When
ya. Satu
Sakura's
aja
body
cukup.
was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation, and you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then.
Nah, lo.
Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
Karena tangannya si Sakura nggak kotor gitu, nggak ada bekas darahnya, jadi
He's
nggak
just
mungkin.
trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Tanpa ragu. Tidak, aku sangat meragukannya. Tidak mungkin Sakura menulis pesan itu. Oke, ini ya, tangannya dia nggak kotor tangan Sakura. Loh kok? Wow.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
Oh.
I'm at least 30% right.
Au.
The occult is bullcrap.
Aduh, pelurunya habis. Gue lupa.
I'm at least 30% right.
Oh, I hate this game.
Give it a rest. I'm at least 30%
Oh,
right.
lupa. Gue harus ngurusin ammo juga sekarang. Aduh, sial.
I'm at least 30%
Wah, khawatir ya.
right.
Repotnya
Show me the
motion baru.
proof.
Oke.
This should prove it.
Repot banget kan sekarang kita harus ngurusin ammo juga kan.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Say what?
Then who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Mampus. Kok gampang banget sih?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
He admits it.
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
Kau mengakui kau membunuh ya?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there,
Maaf, tapi apa kau tidak keberatan untuk menunggu? Wow, ini tiba-tiba si hero-nya ngaku kalau dia ngebunuh gitu semudah itu. Tapi gua rasa ada sesuatu yang lain sih. Apakah tidak keberatan untuk menunggu? Aku meminta beberapa orang untuk datang juga. Oke. Apakah kau ingin permen? Ini akan menolongmu mendapatkan energi. Oh, tentu saja, terima
that's all
kasih.
she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence.
Berdiri.
Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
Jadi begini. Aku akan mengakhirinya hari ini. Aku akan mengakhiri
As soon as I
segalanya.
heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
Bodoh banget.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
Oke,
What
ada
are
yang
you
lebih
talking
banyak ya
about?
katanya.
What else could there be?
Karena ada banyak bukti yang belum kita sajiin sih.
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
Jadi apa penjelasan hero yang tidak masuk akal? Kenapa dia memilih toko? Kenapa majalahnya tersembunyi? Kenapa dia tidak menggunakan jari Sakura? Kenapa kau tidak menggunakan itu jari Sakura? Aku hanya panik, aku tidak memikirkan soal itu. Kau tidak memikirkan itu, bahkan walaupun kau tidak panik. Ngomong-ngomong, itu bukan poin yang aku maksudkan. Oh shit, nyawa gue udah tinggal segitu sekarang. Apa yang dia lakukan setelah menulis yang tidak? Kenapa majalahnya tersembunyi? Kenapa dia mengambil toko?
I got it!
Kursa ini.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh, well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Ada orang yang ngetemper ke tempat kejadian lagi. Ada yang ngacak-ngacak TKP-nya lagi.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at
Aneh.
least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
Oke, berarti ada orang lain yang masuk ke situ
Who
sekarang.
was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine,
Itu
they
mereka dapat
must
tempat
not have liked what was
menyembunyikan
written
itu.
on it.
Mereka masih tidak menyukai apa yang tertulis di situs. Sekarang yang tidak menyukai apa yang tertulis di situ hanya ada satu orang.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right? Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Kacau nih kasusnya nih.
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Pertanyaannya nanti siapa yang ngunci ruangannya coba?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hero just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Oke, berarti
Hiro,
dia
tell us
memang
what
nyerang
happened one
Sakura,
more time.
tapi
If we go through it
Nggak,
once
ini ya.
more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
kita belum mencapai akhir kasus. Hiro bukanlah pembunuh sebenarnya. Dan aku harus membuktikan itu. Oke. Wow. Ada 3 pilihan nih.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered, and she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hero really is the killer.
Oke. Yang Sakura itu pasti, tapi itu tidak dari sana. Ada satu yang membuktikan bahwa itu luka di kepalanya. Oke, luka di kepalanya karena dia diserang 2 kali ya.
I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby,
Berarti
and
kita
I hit
tembak
Ogre from
yang
behind before she could do
salah.
anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Oke.
No, that's wrong. If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
Maya
But
sebagai Bobby.
I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head? She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's
Iya.
not just because of her head.
Jadi habis diserang sama
It's
itu
also
dia serang
because of the
sama
Monokuma bottles themselves.
diserang sama si Toko. Wow.
There's something very suspicious about those bottles. Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Kelihatan sih kalau dari jaraknya aja kan ada 2 botol. Wow. Musiknya beda. Oh, sespis ya. Nah, pipi. Nah, P, I, E. Karena dia masing-masing kayak ini catur gitu sih.
Now I understand.
Masing-masing yang dipegang sama Monokuma ini, Monokuma botol. Dan yang nyerang kayaknya si
The
Toko.
chess pieces.
Kasian banget si Sakura habis diserang sama si Hiro,
Inside
diserang
each
lagi sama
bottle,
si
there
Toko.
was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces: the king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook,
okay.
bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oke, hilang satu ya berarti ya.
So the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Pasti sama dia.
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Bodoh.
Yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So,
Disambung
let's
pula
say a
itu.
bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Posisi dari botol yang hilang. Kalau gitu botol yang hilang itu pecah.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken
What makes you so sure?
because there was evidence at the scene that supports it. That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
Gak salah lagi deh beneran si Toko deh. Toko yang nyembunyiin pasti. Oh my god.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
Tidak salah lagi adalah botol kedua Monokuma yang terlibat di kasus ini. Itu pasti digunakan oleh pemboling aficionados. Oh, bodoh.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko?
Mampus.
And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way!
Aku dia.
You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her.
Kok jadi
I'm not
lucu sih
afraid to
kasusnya?
admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did.
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
Kok tiba-tiba ceritanya jadi beda?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko,
Kayaknya
where the
ngarang
heck
deh
did you
dia.
disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Oh, dia sembunyi di lacinya
Hiding
ya.
in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa, why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
Ya, itu tidak menggelikan sama sekali. Itu bukan bukti untuk menyangkut Toko bahwa dia bersembunyi di ruang rekreasi. Dan aku memilikinya, dia meninggalkan itu. Oh, alah, sekarang gua harus pilih, pencet tombol Q ya. Gila, sampai sekarang masih ada elemen baru aja lah. Walah lagi, gini lagi. Wah, I hate this game.
It's a lie. I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
Aduh.
No. you.
Aduh, salah kan, lupa lagi kalau belumnya habis. Tidak.
I admit nothing. I curse you.
Wow.
I curse you.
Tidak.
Lie.
Kacau. Sial. Gak kelihatan. Oke.
That's enough.
Out. Sial.
It's a lie.
Jadi ngulang lagi. Oh my god.
It's a lie.
Sial.
I admit nothing.
Sial. Oh, oke dah. Oke, nah ini dia.
This should prove it.
Sial. Aduh.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Oke, jadi sekarang
Stop
pelakunya
wasting
dia.
my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura! No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again.
Dia cuma mau ngomong kalau di ya.
Probably.
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So
Goblok.
after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura? After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood,
Serem banget anjir.
staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Ada maksudmu?
Guess who's back?
Nah, ini dia.
It was your fault after all.
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... Splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, You collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know?
Gue seneng
Things
banget
got it out
karakter
for
yang
me.
Sajil ini. Aduh.
Cause normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's, you know. But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
Goblok, so that's good. Bicara seperti itu dan hina kan.
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Gue kira kau akan bicara soal Hiro soal itu.
What's wrong? Come on everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not
Masih
yet?
ada lagi.
Why not yet?
Aduh,
Don't
ini
you think there was
kasusnya
something
konyol
odd about
banget.
Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd. Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
Belum.
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Tapi ya ada bekas darahnya di depan rak majalah sih. Jadi itu karena si Toko. Berarti ada lagi guys. Yellow powder ya kayaknya sekarang.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Oh, oke. Umurnya di situ.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
Itu pasti ceceran darahnya ya. Kok kasusnya jadi lucu sih?
A gun! Sakura
Wow.
was definitely attacked in front of the shelf.
Diserang dua kali
The
oleh dua
bloodstained
orang
by the
berbeda.
magazines is proof of
Tawannya.
that.
Waduh.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me! I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors! There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that!
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Huh. So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
Oke,
While
itu juga
everything
nggak
was all
mungkin ya.
confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
Dia mungkin Toko bisa sembunyi di locker karena mesin di locker. Aku di dalam locker deh.
A gun! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
Ada lebih banyak.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Sebenarnya kita melewatkan sesuatu yang penting. Yang lain itu karena bubuk kuning itu ya. Nah, wanna come file? Oh ya, open.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Oke, jika ada suatu tempat aku mungkin mau tunjuk, itu mungkin telah tertulis di sana.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I
Sakura
think we
darah.
can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean,
Tuh, abis itu
maybe
diracun.
when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
Karena ada di...
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
Karena kita belum ngejelasin mengenai temuan kita di ruang kimia loh.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Waduh,
Everyone
jangan-jangan si
quiet!
Hina ya.
Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
Karena si Hina yang ngotot banget pengen coba cepet voting gitu loh. Wow, kalau memang si Hina berarti plot twist
The
banget.
key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? And I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents.
Oke,
And in C,
ini yang temuan kita
a variety
di
of lethal chemicals.
ruang
And
kimia
that's
ya.
where the
semua.
poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Hush, hush. Itu gitu kan.
But you just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
Aku tidak percaya. PK meletakkan botol racun di bibirnya dan
Master!
oh, dia minum langsung di situ ya. Wow. Itu sangat terkejut melihatnya dan kami seakan-akan itu adalah hal paling alam itu kan. Bahasanya si naik gitu lebay banget, makanya gue malas banget
That
main.
tastes awful.
Kata yang enak banget.
Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Oh, racunnya ditukar sama protein. Proteinnya ditukar sama racun yang diambil.
Protein?
Wow.
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Dia mengambil botol dari biaku ya dan mengambil sedikit konten dengan messenger. Dia menunjukkan jarinya di.
This is... It's protein powder.
Ini bukan protein. Hah?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes
Wow.
one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Tuh, racun yang seharusnya berisi protein powder, racunnya pasti ada di mungkinkah? Wah, yang itu lagi. Protein drink. Oke, berarti racunnya ditukar. Wah, pelakunya jangan-jangan si Hina ini ya. Shit. Aku nyari huruf E. Wow.
The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in
itu
the
loh.
poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can.
Wow.
Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Bukti yang menunjukkan siapa yang menukarnya itu pasti apa yang kita temukan di depan panci. Jejak kaki ya.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind.
Oh, wow.
And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
Wow.
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then, Ogre's killer was...
Yup. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Orang ketiga yang ngakuin. Aduh, mati kita.
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Kacau banget ini kasusnya. Yang pakai sneaker adalah Makoto Bakuna, Makoto Nida.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Ya kaki ini pasti Makoto apa ini punyamu? Tidak.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
Kacau banget anjir.
I can't believe it.
Aduh, pelaku
What
sebenarnya
about
si
it can't
Hina
you
anjir.
believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction.
Wow.
Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Gila, kacau banget nih kasus.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?